Hello again, everybody. Once again, I'm back out in a tiny house. This is not strictly a tiny house video, though. This is actually a video about a lamp. This lamp. Actually, in this case, it's about this lamp, but really it's about any lamp that you would want to do this with. Now, for example, right now, I'm sitting in here and reading a book. It's a pretty good book, by the way. Now, let's say I am sitting here reading my book, and all of a sudden, I can no longer see my book. Yeah, so I need to get up and go try to find a flashlight. So I get up, I walk across, I stub my toe on the coffee table, I trip over the kitchen cabinet, pull the drawer all the way out, dump it on the floor, root around in there all over the floor and try to find the flashlight, finally get it turned on. How about if the situation was more like this? Okay, now, same kind of situation, but there has been a change that you may notice. The light bulb looks different. Now, this one is my homemade 12-volt light bulb. You can get a light bulb that runs off of 12 volts that looks identical to the one that was already in there, and it will light up. It gives off the same type of light and everything. It's not like this one. I don't mind this. I probably will get some of the other 12-volt bulbs, but this is what I have right now. But okay, now once again, using the lamp to read my book. Sitting here, and well, wouldn't you know it, all of a sudden, all the lights went out. Or wait, all the lights didn't go out. This one didn't go out. Well, why not? I can still read my book just fine. It didn't even dim. It's the same exactly as what it was. Why is that? Let me show you. Okay, so my secret, it's not really a secret, but the way that I'm making this work, and this is just temporarily hooked up. I'm going to show you how to actually hook this up the right way. But ignore these wires. The reason I have these wires on there is because this is the power supply that goes to my portable Nintendo Classic. So this is going back in there. I'm getting another one to use for the lamp. But okay, now with the power off, let me show you. Well, this is the plug that now goes to the lamp. So the power is obviously off, but the lamp is still burning just fine. So the fact that this, actually I can show you right on here, that this is where we're getting our power from. We can turn this little switch off, and there goes the lamp. So this lamp is powered by this little battery bank. This is, once again, ignore the wires because they don't come like that. I put those in. They're hooked to the switch so that I can have a switch on my game. Ignore the wires. This is the switch that actually turns the unit on and off. And this unit, I left this running this light for 2.5 hours. And you can see the little lights in there. That's your battery meter. I charged it back up a little bit, but it only lost this very last one. So I haven't actually let it run until it actually runs down, but I know that it will last 2.5 hours with barely using any battery. So I would say this will power your lamp all night. Now, let me show you just how we're going to hook this up and have it where you can use it in that lamp. So we're going to go ahead and take this thing apart. Now, like I said, you don't have to take it all apart and do all that. You can just tie it straight in the same way I did with the 2 wires that come in, and have this separate from the lamp. I want this in the lamp because I want to have the ability to turn it on and off, have the USB plug here, be able to plug it in here, or if I want to run something off 12 volts, I can plug something in right here too. And another thing you can use for this, instead of one of these kind of battery packs, to get even more life out of it and to be able to use more stuff, you can use a car jump pack. You know what I mean? The jump packs that you can buy that have the lithium battery in them, and you can jump start your car with it. Okay. So, one good part about this one though is it has the built-in battery management system to take care of this lithium battery. With this circuit board, instead of you can tie directly on here, but the problem with that will be you will have constant output of 12 volts no matter where this switch is. Whether it's off or on, you will have a constant 12 volts. I think I want to be able to regulate that, so I want to be able to use this switch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder to this terminal right here and this terminal up here. This is your positive and this is your negative. And we can check that. We have to turn on the switch. You can see the little 4 LEDs come on. And we'll check that to make sure. I'm going to check this one right here and this one right here. And you can see the meter is saying 1228. Now if you put it on there and it's backwards, it will still read, but you notice a little negative 1228. That means that is reversed. So our circuit needs to come off of positive on this terminal, negative on this terminal. Solder it in there. Now our negative will go on right here. Okay, there's the negative, and here is the positive. Okay, nothing. And then turn the switch on, and there is your voltage. So we have 12 volts on that when the switch is on. When it's off, there is nothing. That's what we want. So now we have our box modified. So we'll put this back together and we'll go from there. I'm going to take my soldering iron and I'm just going to burn a little bit bigger spot into it. If you really want to make this look great, you may not want to do that. You may want to take a small drill bit or something, but it's going to be hard to get that to drill out right. So you can still break some of the extra plastic off. It's not too bad. Okay, now for this part, if you're doing this to your grandma's antique lamp that's been in the family for 50 years or something like that, I wouldn't do this part. But since this is, I think we got this lamp at a yard sale, it doesn't bother me to do this. So what I'm wanting is I'm wanting the thing recessed into the lamp. I want it to be part of it. So what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to turn it kind of like this, I think. Something like that. There's already a hole right here. I kind of messed up, made a hole there. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to trace out the box here. And see, this is a pretty cheap lamp. Also, I've kind of discovered how cheap it really was. I didn't think it was that cheap, but it doesn't even have the pole going all the way through it. It just kind of screws together up here on top, and that's it. So, this is no big loss. But anyway, and make sure if you do start cutting on anything like this, make sure you have pulled the plug, because if not, you could, well, bad things could happen. You will have to fill in around it and all that to make it look nice. But this lamp will be completely portable. It will have a USB plug in it, and should be pretty neat. Okay, now what we're going to do. Now, the output on this, from the best I can see, is not fused. So what we're going to do, we're going to put a fuse in there, because you have to have fuse protection. Okay. Whenever I do something like this, I always want to try to make my wires completely hidden. I know it really doesn't matter that much, but that's just me. I'm weird like that. Okay, so to figure out which way we need to put our wires, we're just going to go ahead. We're going to put our bulb in and our switch is on. So to make sure our switch is on. And it being a diode, that is a light emitting diode. That's what LED stands for. If you do hook it up backwards, now it should be, this one should be the neutral, which will now be the negative. So it should work this way, but it doesn't. So maybe that's the hot then, which is now the positive. So, oh, make sure your switch is on. Yeah, I had it right before. There we go. So now we have our light on. We know which way it goes. And we'll just tuck the wires up inside here. So there's plenty of room to get rid of them. Only thing we want to leave sticking out is this fuse. So every bit of this wire needs to go in there. And see, this this lamp has a nice little divot in the bottom of it that will allow it to sit flat, even with the fuse holder in the bottom. You can see there. So now we have our lamp. We can turn it on like this, and we have power. All right, so there we go. We have a lamp sitting right beside of us here that is on all the time. No matter what. If you have a power outage, you still have light. And another good thing about it, let's go ahead and simulate the power outage by unplugging it right here. You can see it is unplugged now. No power going to it, but you can still see we have a lamp, and this lamp is completely portable. You can walk around with this, use it like a flashlight. I know it's an awful big flashlight, but another benefit, let's say that my cell phone is dead and the power is out, and I need to charge it up because this is the only, this is my entertainment and my communication and everything right here. But with no power, I don't have any way to charge it. But now we have a way to charge it. You can see it got the little, you probably can't see it, but it's got the little lightning bolt saying that it is charging. So now I can sit here, charge my cell phone up. It's kind of daylight now, so the power outage illusion is not going to work now. But I can sit here, even though everybody else's lights are off, I can sit here and I can read my book. I think this right here would save a whole lot of people a lot of trouble when a power outage occurs. Because you're sitting here and like if you have a regular emergency light, let's say, it's just going to come on with the power going off and you're not going to be able to control it. You can't turn it on and off. You can't do anything with it. It just lights the place up so you can get around for a little while, maybe get out or whatever. But with this, you just, you reach over, turn it off, and you're conserving your battery there. I would say this will probably last a full day of just being on. I'm going to have to try it. That's with my bulb. I've got some bulbs ordered that are 12-volt LED bulbs, and they look just like a regular light bulb. Once I get them, I'm going to try this out and see how those work. But as far as this bulb goes, it will run this bulb probably at least one full day. Just like turning on and just leaving it on. Now, if you were to use it like you would a normal lamp, turn it off when you're not using it, it would probably last several days because you're not going to run this battery all the way down when you're just using it every now and then. If you build this device right here, let me know, and I would like to see your iteration of it. We're having some ice storms that are knocking out power everywhere. Y'all be safe out there and take care of yourselves, take care of your neighbors. Go check on your neighbors. If your power is out, your neighbor's power may be out too. If you have like neighbors that are elderly or people that need help, people that are handicapped or anything like that living next to you and you have a power outage, go check on them, make sure they're okay, see if they need anything. We're all in this together. So that's going to be about it for this video. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.